Hey guys, it's Kate. Welcome back to my channel. Today, as I end my third semester of my 4-semester nursing school program, I wanted to share with you my top 5 favorite books that I use throughout my program that really helped me to solidify information and help me study better and do better on my tests. Now, this first one was actually required for my program, and I'm sure it's required for many others, but it is the Med-surg Nursing by Ignatavicius. I'm not sure, we call it Iggy, so this is my Iggy, and this has everything I needed for the past 2 semesters because we did Med-surg for 2 semesters, and I really liked it for solidifying the information they gave me in class because most of the time they got the information from Iggy and then put it into the PowerPoints. Some teachers use other resources, but I really liked my Iggy. So this is the 8th edition. I also have the 7th and the 6th from other people, so it's kind of fun to go through and see different pictures and different ways because I'm very kinesthetic, so I need the connecting the dots really is how I work. So that's why I really like Iggy. My next favorite one I used a lot for my care plans when we had to do the pathophys of the disease process, and this is Understanding Pathophysiology. Now this is the 4th edition. I also have the 5th one, but I loaned it out to somebody because I absolutely love this book. You can get it for like $5 on Amazon, really. And you don't need the most up-to-date edition of this one because pathophysiology pretty much stays the same no matter what you do. And this is the Huther McCants one. I really like it because it breaks it down into clinical manifestations and then nursing interventions, surgical interventions, medications that go with it, and also just the pathophysiology and the etiology of a disease process. So I really like it because it helps me to understand why I'm doing certain interventions and why certain medications are being prescribed for every disease process. Highly, highly suggest this one. Every time that I do orientation for new students, I tell them to get this because it's not required for my program and I love it. This next one I used a lot for care plans as well because of how they broke it down. It is the Swearinger's Manual of Med-surg Nursing, and it has in it pathophysiology of the disease process. So let's say I'm looking at multiple sclerosis here. It gives me the pathophysiology, and then the assessment, so things I need to look for, diagnostic tests, collaborative management with the medications and surgeries in there. And then it breaks it down into nursing diagnoses and interventions, which are really great for care plans when you're like, well, I know the nursing diagnosis, but I don't really know the interventions that go with it, and I need a citation. This literally tells you which nursing diagnosis and which interventions go with it, and the scientific rationale behind it. It will also give you all of the references that it uses, so that way you're not just like copy pasting and you can find the original resource too. So sticking with the nursing diagnoses, my school recommends doing the Nurse's Pocket Guide, which I'm a little iffy on, and I wasn't quite sure. This is the Davis one, and then I found the Elsevier one, the Nursing Diagnosis Handbook, and I found that this one was a lot more manageable and easier for me to understand. This one has, so say I was looking at excess fluid volume. So if I was to look at that, it would tell me the definition and then the defining characteristics, what I'm actually looking at, risk factors, and then it'll go through the outcomes you want and interventions, and then interventions plus the rationale. So that one's also nice to go along with the Swearingers. I use this one a lot, like a lot. Again, you don't really have to have the most up-to-date. I think they're on the 12th or 13th edition. This is the 10th. They most of the time stay pretty much the same. You want it to stay within the last 5 years because that's going to be the most evidence-based practice. And my last favorite book is this one. This is the Laboratory and Diagnostic Test with Nursing Implications, and this one's by Key. I really liked this one because we had, again, another book required for our program that didn't really explain why we were doing interventions, it just told us to do them. This one tells you why you're doing the interventions and also what to do. Say someone's hemoglobin is really low. As a nurse, what are you going to do? It'll tell you that in here. And I really like it because it also tells like if the patient is getting, say, a CT scan, things you need to check for. Iodine allergies, do they need to be MPO, so not eating anything, things like that. This one tells it a lot better than the other one. The other book that we had for our program was nice because it told us how the procedure worked and like how an MRI functions. It's a magnetic imaging. How a CT functions versus an x-ray, why you would do this x-ray versus that x-ray kind of a thing. But it didn't really help me as the nurse. It helps me as the nurse to like tell the patient like, okay, so this is what's gonna happen next. But this one tells me exactly why we're doing the test in relation to the patient. So those are my top 5 favorite books, and I'll leave them in the comments down below. So that was Iggy, Understanding Pathophys, Swearinger's Manual of Med-surg Nursing, the Elsevier Nursing Diagnostic Handbook, and Key's Lab and Diagnostic Tests. So that's kind of like a little bonus. My study group absolutely loves these test success books from F.A. Davis. I have the pediatric, the pharmacology, and then just the overall NCLEX test success. Another girl in my group has the Med-surg, and I think someone else has another one. I'm not quite sure what it is. But I really like these because it tells you like how to read a question for NCLEX, and so therefore for your school, and then also gives you example questions so you can also study along with it. So those are my top favorite resources for nursing school. I really hope you enjoyed them. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions of your favorite resources that helped you the most in nursing school. I still have 1.5 semesters left, so please let me know because I want to make sure that these last few are really good. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I put out a new video every week, mostly nursing, sometimes fitness, and then sometimes I let my crazy husband come and join. Also check out my Instagram at lyricalfitchick for my most up-to-date fitness tips, nursing tips, and lifestyle events. Other than that, I will see you in the next video.